Welcome back to definitely. Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love reacting to some Genshin Impact.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so this is Ayato's story quest that we're checking out today. All the cutscenes for that. Are you ready to do this?
Ready.
Okay.
Those two look familiar. Ah, it's Ippei and Shinojo.
So it is. Stroke my chin.
Guess they must be good friends, huh?
They're conspiring.
Let's go say hi.
Puppy.
Hi, Ippei. Hi, Shinojo. What are you guys doing here?
We're just looking at the puppy.
Oh, it's you. Thanks so much for your help last time. I was just ordering some clothes when I ran into him.
And I was doing the same.
You know
Also
these
ordering
two
clothes.
as well? Yes, they helped me and Master Kamaji out a great deal last time. I've never had the chance to say thank you properly. What about you? How do you know them?
Also a chance encounter. Our lady had them join us as additional guards for a goods escort in order to sneak out of Rito undetected.
So we all know each other, huh? What a coincidence.
Well, this has been lovely.
Not exactly. We've only just met. We both came here to order some clothes and got to chatting. Somehow we ended up on the topic of Master Kamaji and Lady Hiragi's relationship. Wait, it's okay to talk about that, right?
Ooh, he's gossiping.
It's probably fine. They've known about it for a long time already.
Oh, yeah! Paimon remembers those two had a thing. In fact, that was why Chisato wanted us to deliver a letter. That's old news, though. So why has it come up now? Are they taking the next step or something?
We have reason to suspect that they'll be getting married soon.
You can see your happy butt wiggle from
Oh, yeah.
far away.
Wow, that's great!
Even the puppy's wagging his tail.
Make it official!
Of course, this is just personal speculation. They haven't announced anything, and we wouldn't dare to ask.
I was instructed to place an order for some formal wear for a big banquet. Turns out that Ippei received the exact same instructions as I did.
They're both preparing for a banquet at the same time. They're both purchasing the kind of fine wine and confectionery normally reserved for big festivals. It's hard not to put two and two together.
Wouldn't they like talk to each other and like, I'll get the
Lady
wine, you
Hiragi
get
has
the...
been in high spirits recently,
flowers.
and I heard she's on a diet as well. Surely it's all for the wedding.
This is wonderful
Only time women
news.
diet.
But,
What's wrong? Oh, don't mind me. She's about to be happily married to the love of her life. I genuinely couldn't be happier for her.
Aw, good guy.
Right? I think so too. It's fantastic.
Yes, but we shouldn't let ourselves get overexcited. What if it's all a big misunderstanding? As things stand, we have no actual proof of a wedding. Now, if they sent me out to deliver wedding invitations, that would be a different story.
Shinojo doesn't look like he's taking this very well at all.
Aw.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just haven't slept well recently. I'm ashamed to be so out of sorts at work. I'm not living up to my responsibilities, either to the Kanjo Commission or to my lady.
Are you worried about their wedding?
Not exactly, it's just everything feels kind of up in the air until they make it official.
You had hope until they get married.
I get what you mean. I really do. We need this wedding to be set in stone before the celebrations can really begin.
Not
What should we
really.
do?
He's talking
Should
about.
we just straight up ask them?
I don't know. That seems a bit rude.
Right! If Ayaka knows about it, that means it's a sure thing.
I don't think it's a good idea to bother the Yashiro Commission about this.
You're afraid to know the answer, aren't you?
Fine. He and Ayaka are practically best buds. There's nothing to worry about.
I see. Then thank you. Thank you very much. Having a definite answer will stop my thoughts from running wild.
Oh,
Let's go to the Kamisato estate.
he's got it bad.
This place impresses me every time I come here. It's so magnificent, but still so elegant.
We'll just wait here. We don't want to cause any extra trouble for you.
Some magnificent things usually aren't elegant.
Honestly, even if we did come with you, we wouldn't know what to say or do once we were inside. So we'll just leave you to it.
All right then, we won't be long.
Without looking at the board, you've ruined my strategy in one move. Amazing. Now what should I do next?
Ayato, Toma, it's us! Huh?
Hey guys, it's been a while. If you're looking for my lady, I'm afraid she's not here right now.
Oh? That voice. Toma, would that happen to be the traveler?
Yes.
Greetings, traveler. Ayaka speaks of you constantly. Finally, today is the day. I am head of the Kamisato clan and Yashiro commissioner, Kamisato Ayato.
Finally, we meet. Quite an introduction.
Yeah.
Greetings, both. I have long been indebted to you on my sister's behalf. Finally, I have the chance to express my profoundest gratitude to you in person. Ayaka is out today. If you are here regarding anything related to the Kamisato clan, you are quite welcome to discuss it with me instead.
Oh, hi. Your flattering words flatter us. Please excuse the suddenness of our visit, for
Hi,
it
Mom.
is most
What's wrong?
improper etiquette.
Why on earth are you talking like that?
Well, he seems like a pretty powerful person. He's already working his way up Paimon's list of people to never mess with. Look, as soon as he stands up, the whole atmosphere in the room changes, and it feels like you gotta be super polite.
You shower me with praise undeserved, my little guest. There is no need to be quite so formal. This is a private residence, so please, relax.
Oh, good.
do the
Because
butt
that
wiggle.
little spiel was really tiring just now. Alright, now that that's over, Paimon's just gonna ask the question. We heard a rumor that Kujo Kamaji and Hiragi Chisato are gonna get married soon. Do you know anything about that?
Oh? I wouldn't have thought you'd heard about that yet. I see. Well, it's true. It wasn't long ago that I received the news myself. The head clans of 2 commissions are to become joined through marriage.
Okay.
This is big news for the whole of Inazuma. Since the Yashiro Commission presides over cultural and ceremonial affairs, it closely involves us, too.
Yes. And since the commissions are kind of the face of the Almighty Shogun to the masses, this wedding is one that we have to treat as a serious affair.
Right, makes sense.
Serious wedding.
Ah, 2 true lovers becoming husband and wife. What a happy occasion.
It is. High-profile matrimonial links between 2 commissions are extremely rare, but these 2 truly love each other. Tradition should give way to freedom in this case.
All right then.
It's not gonna be
I'll
happy
sure
for
to
what
pay them a visit
Shinjuku
to
or
send the
whatever.
best wishes of the Kamisato clan.
No need. I'll visit them personally this time.
Huh? But you have other things to be doing.
This is a marriage between the Kujo clan and the Hiragi clan. The Kamisato clan must demonstrate an appropriate level of respect. The work of the Yashiro Commission is indeed multifarious. Normally, weddings and other ceremonies would come under the supervision of my sister, but she is presently occupied with other matters, and I happen to have a little time to spare. This will be a good chance for me to pay a visit to the bride and groom. Oh, and would you 2 care to join me?
Wouldn't
I
miss
presume
it.
you 2 have a special connection with the individuals in question, or you would not be quite so interested in this matter. This being the case, why not come and offer your best wishes too? Or is my presumption incorrect?
Oh, it's not as interesting as you make it sound. No special connections here. Super ordinary ones, actually. We just agreed to help deliver a letter this one time, that's all. Although wait, does that mean we helped make this wedding happen?
Paimon, don't overestimate it.
All right then.
Foxy, there's snores.
I cannot thank you enough. Your mere presence shall surely mean we are spared the futile pursuit known as small talk.
Wait, you're the Yashiro commissioner, but you can't do small talk?
Can't or don't
just a
want
whore,
to.
yeah.
Small talk is a chore.
Yes, it is.
Of course, there are some people in the world who quite enjoy doing chores, but I am not one of them. Toma, I'm heading
on that
out
one,
with my two
Ayato.
guests now. I'll leave the residence in your capable hands.
Not a problem. Take care, my lord.
Ah, you're finally...
Ah, Yashiro Commissioner.
Who are these two?
They're friends of ours. Paimon will do the introductions.
So it's true. Well, there we have it. That's it then. So be it.
Great, so our hunch was spot on.
Well, at least
It
now
is
you
a
know,
little
dude. You
inappropriate
can let
for
go.
me to have shared news
Move
of this
on.
magnitude with you. So I would be much obliged if you could keep it in strict confidence until an official public announcement is made.
Don't worry, sir. We give you our word. We won't tell anyone about it.
Until an official public
That
announcement is
puts my
made,
mind
you still have
at
time,
ease.
dude.
Now, on the topic. We'd like to pay a visit to the Kujo clan. Would you mind leading the way for us?
Of course not. I'd be honored.
I guess this is where I
Oh my
goodbye
god.
then.
Aw, cheer up, Shenojo.
I'll try. Thank you.
All right, then. Please excuse me. I'll leave you to it from here.
Okay. Thanks, Ippei. I apologize that your impromptu visit comes at a busy time for us, Commissioner. Otherwise, you can be sure that we would have prepared a more extravagant reception.
I don't mean to impose, Sir Kujo. In fact, I'm not here on official business at all. I heard the good news about yourself and Lady Hiragi. What a glorious marital alliance this shall be. Given the close ties between our clans, it seemed only right that I should come and offer the Kamisato clan's congratulations in person.
I'm truly honored. I hope the news didn't come as too much of a surprise.
Hey there! We came to congratulate you as well.
Since the incident with the Takatsukasa clan, things in the Tenryou Commission have slowly started to stabilize. I'm still acclimating to the position of acting head of the clan. I just hope I'm up to the task, so I can live up to everyone's expectations.
You're far too modest. The public thinks very highly of you. They say you're hardworking, upright, and responsible.
I'm flattered, but I wouldn't have achieved anything without the support of my people. Thanks to them, everything is gradually stabilizing, and I've finally had the chance to focus a little on my personal life.
Good for you,
Well,
buddy.
you're certainly
butt
making
wiggle.
big progress in that department.
You must be a smooth operator. Oh, I should pick that
Come
one.
on now, you're embarrassing me. Pardon me,
It's perfectly all right. Please, continue. I'm quite content to listen. It's a joyous occasion. Lighthearted is exactly how things should be. Really, who stays stony-faced when talking about a wedding?
You're right. But I am curious to know, what's your honest opinion on the whole thing? Do you think it's too sudden?
Of course not. Where there is true love, nothing should be allowed to stand in its way.
There you go.
No
Good
doubt
answer.
people will
Jabba
offer
Yato.
you a colorful variety of opinions. But of course, you will have factored this into your decision, and I'm sure you are prepared for whatever challenges may lie ahead.
Indeed I am.
So please be confident. When your mind is made up, you ought not be worried about things for which you are already well prepared. Nevertheless,
Good advice.
there is just one small aspect of this that puzzles me a little.
Please, go ahead.
You've been working hard to bring the Tenryou Commission in line. This is positive, and no doubt the beginning of important change. But on the other side of this equation, Lady Hiragi's father, Hiragi Shinsuke, is still in prison. If you choose now, of all moments, to announce a marriage between the Hiragi and Kujo clans, the kinds of rumors that may begin to spread both among the general public and in the Kanjo Commission are not likely to be in either of your best interests.
Yeah. Couldn't have put it better myself, Sir Kamisato. This has been my biggest concern for quite a while now. Hiragi Shinsuke is firmly against me having any contact at all with Chisato. In the past, we've always had to communicate in secret by sending letters. So although now may not look like the best timing for this marriage, it may well be the only opportunity we have.
Oh, that guy? Yeah, he acts like this sweet old man, but he was determined to make as much trouble for us as possible. Oh, he is the worst.
Damn.
I can see where you're coming
How
from.
is that holding back?
But you're only postponing the problem, not solving it. You will still have to face it sooner or later.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. But since Chisato had the courage to ask me to marry her in spite of everything, how can I disappoint her?
She proposed to you. Okay.
Well, sort of. She raised the idea in a letter, and after some initial hesitation, I went to meet her and have a serious conversation about our future. It's funny, actually, because when I formally proposed to her in person, she denied having ever written that letter. So coy.
So somebody else wrote it and
Really?
getting them to get okay.
She didn't say. She just acted confused by the whole thing. She really committed to it. I'll never forget the look on her face.
Who's pulling the strings?
Oh,
Anyway, as her boyfriend, I knew she was just pretending, so I played along and said, I was only joking about the letter, and then I proposed. After making some disgruntled noises about me making a stupid joke, she blushed and said yes. We spent that afternoon working through all the details of the wedding.
okay. So you discussed it and decided on a date.
We did. I guess
Until this wedding's
it
not
was
gonna
a
happen.
chance to finally express
Yeah.
our commitment to one another, clearly and completely. And you know what?
Shinoju.
I think it was
we
about
have-
time. No matter what happens next, I will always be there for her as the one person she can always rely on.
Oh, he gets like the angel lighting.
Give me a break. Sorry, but Paimon's been wanting to say this the whole time. Is it just this dude, or does everyone in love act like this? He just won't stop talking.
Apologies, my friends. And also to Sir Kamisato. I must sound like a fool.
Far from it.
Everyone's a fool.
On the contrary, seeing you so positively smitten puts my mind at rest. No surer evidence could there be of your true feelings and your commitment. If I had any reservations before, I certainly don't now. I wish you a joyous
do wanna know
wedding
who
when
wrote
the
that
day
letter?
comes.
Yeah, even if it's kind of irritating to see you all smug like this, it's still a happy occasion. Good luck on the day, and have a happy wedding.
Thank you all. It means a lot.
We have some other business to attend to now. Until next time.
Very well. I'll see you out.
He seems busy. That must be true for anyone about to get married, right? It's a happy kind of busy, though.
You're right. Kujo Kamaji is on cloud 9.
But
What do you think, Traveler?
seems genuinely happy, but yep.
He chalked it up to her being coy, but that doesn't sound like the Hiragi Chisato I know. It bothers me also. But unfortunately, attempting to seek the truth of the matter would likely be fruitless.
Because
Yeah, how come? Whenever we come across stuff like this on our adventures, we always find a way to get to the bottom of it.
That's right.
I see. So that's how adventurers think.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, we face two obstacles in this case. Firstly, we have very little information to go on, and I must be cautious about taking a stance. This makes it difficult to investigate. Secondly, and more importantly, the person involved doesn't seem to care. If we intervene without his blessing, good intentions may lead to catastrophic results.
You do have a point. Kamaji doesn't seem worried at all.
Everything in
Yeah,
the
but he
world is
proposed only
intertwined.
because of that
What
letter.
looks like a simple outcome is often the result of multiple
Not
conflicting
only
reasons.
because, but like
Seeking the full truth would be a long and laborious process. It would be inefficient. Sort of. I have to take this approach, or the work of the Yashiro Commissioner would never be done. My opinion is something like this. When something strange happens, instead of trying to find out what could have caused it, it is better to look at the situation itself.
And as long as it turned
If
out
the
all right, then you're
outcome
fine
is
with it?
positive, and no one was deceived or harmed in the process, then it is acceptable.
Yeah, they really...
Yeah, but
We don't know yet.
they are deceived.
After all, we don't know what Hiragi Chisato's thoughts are, do we?
So let's go talk to
I
her.
have to say, I'm impressed by your ability to zero in on the issue from such a short meeting. Most insightful of you.
Oh,
You are
shucks.
thorough and thoughtful, just as my sister describes.
Huh? But Chisato and Kamaji have already talked everything through, haven't they?
You don't know. That's his story.
Only if we are to take Kujo Kamaji at his word.
Exactly.
But there are two sides to every story. I wish to know Hiragi Chisato's angle on this.
Huh. Makes sense, but Paimon still doesn't quite get it.
Don't worry about it. I was
Don't
trying
waste
to
any more
visit the
brain
Hiragi
juice.
clan to deliver my best wishes anyway. Let's take the opportunity to hear her thoughts. If she's as committed as Kujo Kamaji, perhaps they can navigate the challenges ahead successfully. But if not... well, life isn't always a smooth journey.
Yeah.
There is still much
You
to
know,
prepare
understand
for the wedding. Should we also invite some prominent business leaders who frequently visit Rito?
At the very least, we should send them invitations.
I agree. Ah, hello there, Yashiro Commissioner. To what do we owe the honor on this fine day?
As it happens, I'm here regarding the same wedding I believe I heard you discussing just now. I come bearing the felicitations of the Kamisato clan. Would Lady Hiragi happen to be available at this moment?
Our lady is entertaining guests right now, and we're not entirely sure how long she will be.
Just tell her the travelers.
Please, do come in. We will arrange some tea and snacks for you and your attendants.
Hey, Paimon is not in attendance!
Darn right, Paimon.
You misunderstand. These two are dear friends.
You're too kind.
We don't wish to impose. We'll just wander around in the general area.
And eavesdrop.
Apologies for the interruption while you're busy with preparations. Please, let us know once Lady Hiragi is available.
Nonsense, Commissioner. No imposition at all. This wedding is a joyful occasion, and all the other clans who serve the Hiragi clan are most delighted for them indeed. We're merely doing the best we can to make
a
this wedding as
ventriloquist.
grand an affair as...
Because Muff was... Yeah.
When the time comes, we'll invite everyone in the clan and even
now
the
he's throwing
general
his
public
voice.
to attend.
That sounds splendid. We'll leave you to it.
Take care, Commissioner.
Seems like you guys talked a lot without actually saying anything.
Hence why I dislike small talk. Our timing was not ideal, but never mind. I spotted a stall on our way over where we can pass the time.
Oh, it's Toki!
Ah, it's you. Good to see you again. Seems like you're always showing up with a VIP in tow.
Oh? So you know the owner as well?
You know basically
Yep,
everybody.
we tried his dongle milk a while back with the almighty Shogun in Inazuma City.
Ah, I see. So you were involved in that. I'd caught wind of this dango milk, but I didn't know that it had anything to do with you two.
Twisted.
I always order one of his creative drinks whenever I pass the stall. The flavor is always new and interesting. When I noticed he'd set up shop in Rito, I simply had to come by.
Thanks to you all, my business is finally beginning to take off. More and more people are willing to give my creative cuisine a shot. It gave me the confidence to decide that I'm going to stick to creative cuisine from now on.
Good for you, buddy.
On the one hand, I wanted more people to be able to try out my culinary creations. On the other hand, I wanted my customers to experience the joy of being creative too. So I gave it a lot of thought and finally came up with an all-new business concept.
Sounds interesting. What is it this time?
I've decided to give complete creative control to the customer. I offer all sorts of ingredients, and they pick and choose whatever they want to mix with their milk or tea. As well as Dango, I now offer rice cake, purple potato balls, black sugar, and sunsettia.
Do they really all go well with milk? Hard to imagine, but who knows? It could be delicious.
What if I were to choose some ingredients you don't have here? Would that be okay?
Well, I guess so. Any novel ideas you have, Commissioner, please feel free to tell me. I'll go buy the ingredients right away. The whole idea was to let my customers express their creativity freely. So of course, I shouldn't place restrictions on the ingredients if I can help it.
Excellent. There are a few things I'd like to try. Lavender melon, seagrass, and sea ganoderma.
What? You want to mix those with milk?
I do indeed. Why? What's wrong?
It sounds disgusting.
You really think that's gonna turn out tasting good?
It's all about the experience. The taste is secondary. It's great to try new things. Traveler, any thoughts?
I think you're gonna throw up.
Sounds like a risky choice. Are you sure? Well, okay. Paimon will have the same as you.
3 milks with lavender melon, please.
No problem. Give me a second. I'll have them ready in just a moment.
I mean, lavender melon sounds the least offensive.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't want grass in my milk.
No.
Here, your milk is ready. Give it a try.
Seaweed.
Yep, just as Paimon suspected. Raw lavender melon does not taste good.
I think it tastes all right. It makes me feel in touch with Mother Nature.
Your review seemed pretty positive, but Paimon still thinks there are better combinations.
I'm sure you're right.
Taste
Mama.
is your key concern, yes?
Obviously, tasty food and drinks are some of life's most important pursuits.
Well said. If I could say the same was true for me, I believe I'd be a very content man.
In other words, you have too many other things to worry about.
No one has unlimited energy, and I try to conserve mine for the things that really count. To create some mental breathing room, I try not to overthink the less critical matters. Having my sister attend public events in my stead and
pretty good.
having
Don't sweat the little
Toma as
things.
housekeeper has also been a great help and allowed me to focus.
We're just passing the time here, though, right? Is there anything else to think about than what we're doing right now?
1 or 2 things. Let's continue this discussion somewhere else. I noticed something before we left the Hiragi clan's residence. No, it was just a small detail. I was curious to know their thoughts on the wedding, so I asked them about it. Naturally, they responded that all other clans are happy for the Hiragi clan. But that's not the truth.
What do you mean?
Hiragi Shinsuke is still in prison, meaning the Kanjo Commission is the least stable in the Tri-Commission. Hiragi Chisato is the sole remaining pillar of her clan, but now she plans to marry into the Kujo clan. If I belonged to one of the assisting clans to the Hiragis, I would not be feeling optimistic about the future. But they didn't mention a word about that. They simply said they were delighted for them. These are not unintelligent people. I highly doubt it is because they simply do not realize. I imagine they didn't want to discuss family issues in front of outsiders. But
Never discuss the family business.
The more I think back over that conversation, the more it doesn't sit right. Keep a close eye on them, Hisashi.
Yes, sir.
Whoa! Where did you come from?
Yeah.
This is one of my most trusted members of the Shumatsuban. He's been quietly watching out for us this whole time.
Merely doing my duties, sir.
Keep a close watch on the clan representatives we met today.
Well received. I'm on the case.
Ninja vanish.
And I almost forgot. That milk I just
Shadow
had,
smoke bombs.
please order one more and deliver it to Toma.
As you wish, sir.
Now ninja vanish. No? I mean, ninja appeared.
Poor Toma.
Good luck, Toma.
Sir Kamisato, Lady Hiragi's previous engagement is now concluded. She's waiting for you in the courtyard.
Thank you kindly. Let's go and see Hiragi Chisato.
Hi, nice to see you again, Chisato.
I heard that Sir Kamisato had brought some guests, but I didn't know it was you two.
It's been a while, Lady Hiragi. How have you been faring?
This is a rare privilege, Sir Kamisato. It is not often that I have the chance to meet you, let alone here in the comfort of my own home. I'm doing very well indeed, thank you. You must be so busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and congratulate Kamaji and I. It really means a lot.
But of course, the Tri-Commission are the servants of the Shogun, and we should look out for one another. In fact, we visited Sir Kujo just now. It's clear that he's very much looking forward to the wedding. Perhaps his joy is infectious, for I am now feeling rather elated myself. I sincerely wish you a joyful wedding and a blissful marriage.
Thank you for your kind words. This was not an easy decision to make. We will both have to work harder from now on. I'm sure the news will cause something of a stir. But come what may, we will stand as one and face whatever the future throws at us, together.
Sounds like things are pretty tough for you, Chisato.
Yes. To be honest, I'm still a little nervous about it all. But Kamaji has been so supportive. His promises have comforted me a lot.
It sounds like you have some considerable reservations, Lady Hiragi.
Yes. Well, there are so many things I need to consider. In case you were wondering, I was not actually entertaining VIPs just now.
Yeah, I thought that
I
was
was
bullshit.
in fact meeting with one of the Kanjo Commission's officers, Shinojo.
Oh.
Him?
Okay. You were alone with
He
Shinojo?
charged in all of a sudden and said that he had something very important to tell me.
That he loves you.
He didn't mince his words. Basically, he doesn't want me to marry Kamaji.
You finally went there. All right. Hey.
He has
as well
always
put it on
been
the
a
line.
calm and contained person who never acts out of line. I was quite shocked to see him so agitated. But despite all that, what he was saying made a lot of sense. He thinks
Oh,
that now is a bad time for this wedding to happen.
So he didn't actually tell you how he feels. He just
pointed out that I am like the final pillar propping
Not as
up my
courageous as we
clan.
thought.
no.
If I marry into the Kujo clan, that pillar is taken away. There will no longer be a voice of authority in the Hiragi clan. And it could be a disastrous move for my personal image, too.
It's not great for my branding. That's what he's.
PR is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
Traditionally, in Inazuma, clan affiliation influences every facet of life. After the wedding, Lady Hiragi will belong to the Kujo clan. The Kanjo Commission's attitude toward you may undergo some significant changes thereafter.
Precisely. This is a terrible thing to be saying, but I'm starting to have second thoughts. Maybe I went along with it all too easily. Maybe I allowed myself to be pushed into this. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm making my guests listen to me complaining.
No problem at all. The Ashiro Commission has a duty to listen to you. Now that I've heard your concerns, I should offer to help you as best I can. For instance, by helping you gather your thoughts on the matter. Now, we heard from Sir Kujo that his decision to tie the knot was prompted by a letter he received from you. But
she did not
we've
write.
also heard that you did not write that letter. Sir Kujo thought that perhaps you were just being coy. Oh, dear. Perhaps I should have kept that part to myself.
What? But that was... It was just a prop in his playful proposal, wasn't it? It was clearly purpose designed, what with all the fancy lettering and so on.
Fancy lettering, you say?
Only one
So
person
I am to
writes in fancy
understand that
lettering.
Had it not been for this letter, you two may not have chosen this moment to be wed.
When it comes down to it, yes, I think so. Oh, do you mean to say that this letter is not what I thought it to be?
Sir Kujo maintains that the letter was penned by your hand.
Huh? But then, how did...
That's the million-dollar
Either way,
question.
it's wonderful to see how much you both trust one another. In that sense, you could say that the origin of the letter is ultimately not of great importance. Who knows? Perhaps Sir Kujo was the one being coy. After all, He had no particular reason to be forthcoming with us about the details of his playful proposal.
I understand. As you say, ultimately, the origin of the letter doesn't matter, but my position does matter. Kamaji and I thought that we needn't worry about anything that lies ahead, because we can face it all together. But now, I think I should give it some more thought.
Yeah, that's why he's not
Marriage is the most important decision of your life. Don't let yourself regret it. It is also part of the Yashiro Commission's job to help people through difficult times. I say this as an advocate for you personally, and for the Hiragi clan. Please, do not be compelled by circumstances to make any decision that goes against your will. To be together with the one you love is a sacred thing. It is my earnest wish that both of you may enjoy a bright and beautiful future, not a bittersweet one.
I'll take to heart every word you have said to me. I can't thank you enough, Sir Kamisato. I'll think very carefully about your advice.
All
Give
that
good
matters
advice.
is that you follow your heart. Since you'll be needing some time to think things over, we will excuse ourselves now.
Oh, wait! Let me see you out.
Thank you, Lady Hiragi, but there will be no need. Traveler, let's find somewhere to talk.
What?
I just couldn't help but laugh when you talked about, like, it's clear you two trust each other, because I'm like, but they don't, because they both think they're lying about who wrote the letter.
Ayato, why did you give her such vague suggestions? Couldn't you just have told her what you'd do in her position?
He's afraid he'll influence her too much.
I'm pretty sure you have an idea.
I've said everything I can, given the Yashiro Commission's stance. Interfering too much with other commissions' domestic issues will only create trouble. And the more I think about it, the stranger this all seems.
Yeah.
But Hiragi Chisato has yet to see it. We must be vigilant.
Someone wants her clan to disappear.
In what way?
Someone wants Hiragi Chisato to be married as soon as possible, and if my guess is right, it is someone from within the Kanjo Commission. This person is presumably also responsible for the mysterious and misleading letter. Think about this. A lonely officer is greatly worried about Hiragi Chisato's future, while the heads of the supporting clans ostensibly have no concern at all. It doesn't add up. When someone's words and actions do not match, you need to infer their intentions from their behavior. Yes, it's a smart strategy. Far superior to the one adopted by the Tenryou Commission's Takatsukasa clan. Even had the forged letter failed and been seen for what it was, there would have been no repercussions. They could simply have explained it away as a misguided but well-meaning matchmaking attempt by a member of the family. But if the letter were to achieve its goal, as it has so far, the perpetrator would successfully weaken the Hiragi clan without ever having to lift a finger against them. All under the guise of simply encouraging a wedding.
Yeah.
With Hiragi Chisato having married into the Kujo clan and the head of the Hiragi clan in prison, challenges to the Hiragi clan's leadership would begin to emerge throughout the ranks of the Kanjo Commission. Eventually, another clan would take the Hiragi clan's place.
And which clan is that most likely to do that?
Yeah.
That's what you're going
Actually,
after.
we have evidence. His name is Shinojo.
Shinojo?
He should be back by now.
Yes, sir.
Ninja up here.
That's the second time you've done that. Why am I gonna deal with this?
Did they take one of the Kanjo Commission officers away?
Yes. His name is Shinojo.
As I expected. They cannot afford to let this opportunity pass them by. They have to act now while the Hiragi clan is at its weakest. Hiragi Chisato had been persuaded by Kujo Kamaji, and the wedding was sure to go ahead. But after Chisato's meeting with Shinojo, she began to have second thoughts. In their eyes, Officer Shinojo has interfered with their plan.
But why did they suspect him and not us?
Someone was eavesdropping on our conversation with Chisato the entire time. That's why I was a little reserved.
Spy.
No way. Whew. Lucky Paimon didn't say anything stupid. But Chisato you got what you meant about the letter, though, right?
I think so. But
Hope
whoever
so.
is behind this will not allow their plan to fail now. They will not be inclined to respect Hiragi Chisato's own wishes. Her stance was so passive that she was easily manipulated, treated like a pawn, with even her marriage becoming a battleground for political power play. Despite all of this, she still believed that a happy future was awaiting her. When she formally marries into the Kujo clan, she will lose her title as daughter of the Hiragi clan, her position in the Kanjo Commission, and above all, her independence.
Bum, bum, bum.
Marriage is such a trap.
In this instance.
Easier said than done.
Doesn't have to be.
The perpetrators are manipulating everything from the shadows, letting unsuspecting pawns do their work. This is what makes their approach so smart. We, meanwhile, are out in the open. If we attempt to stop this wedding from happening, we will become the villains of the story and face immense public backlash.
So what are we gonna do?
At this stage, if the perpetrators wish to maintain control over the situation, their only option is to come out from the shadows and bare their fangs. I will wait for that moment to arrive.
Okay,
First things
Ayato.
first, we must go and rescue Shinojo. He has done nothing wrong and does not deserve to be punished.
Agreed.
Tell me where Shinojo is. We'll head off right now.
I want to know who wrote the letter.
Yeah, it's a cool mystery.
Yeah, I like the unraveling of a mystery. It's cool to meet Ayato. He seems to be a very good leader. Like, he's calm, cool, collected.
Super measured, yeah.
Listening to everything, taking it all in, and then like going through it in his brain to come to a good decision to like take the next step. Like, I don't feel like he's getting so far ahead of himself or like too worked up over it. It's just sort of like, okay, this is what makes the most logical sense, so we're gonna do this because this is what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, and he kind of like his approach to conversations is kind of the same way as approach to life, where he's talking about like, you know, he's got so many like important things to do, and like that's what he gives all his like brain power for, that like the regular everyday tasks or whatever that don't really have as much meaning or consequence, he just doesn't like focus on them as much. I think that's the same way that about the conversation. Like, that's why he doesn't like really like small talk, is because it just like he filters that out and like it doesn't even matter to him. And it's like he doesn't even hear it, but he's still listening to the conversation for that, like those little nuggets or whatever that like he like latches onto. He's like, okay, this triggered something. Like this is important. File it away. And just being very aware of his surroundings, finding out someone's listening. So sometimes you can tell when somebody's like acting different or whatever. You're like, okay, something's up. Like, you know, Kamisato or Ayato is acting weird in this one. So something. Why is he doing that? Like, and Paimon kind of called it out about like him not giving all the answers, like when he clearly had an opinion about it. But for me, from my perspective, I didn't notice anything like different about him, like, or anything shifts. So like the fact that like he knew someone was listening, was able to just act casual about it, was impressive.
Yeah, definitely agree on that. And I think I don't know, maybe Ayato can give Paimon some lessons on how to optimize the use of her brain juice.
Yeah,
because sometimes her brain hurts during these mysteries.
And I thought Shinoju was gonna go in there and say, like, you know, express his love for her finally, and say everything, how he feels, and that's why he can't marry. You know, have his Mrs. Robinson moment or whatever. But no, he went in there and I don't know, maybe like and made it more about her, which is, you know, it's very thoughtful of him, but at the same time, it's like, but you didn't tell her like the full reason of why you're saying this.
Yeah, for sure. I will say that I don't think Ayato meant it this way, but the way I sort of heard it, like as he was talking about Chisato, and he goes, oh, well, yeah, she's being played and so easily manipulated and like, you know, clueless about what's going on. I mean, it sounds terrible, but like the juxtaposition to Ayato, who is so aware, both self-aware and aware of everything else around him, who does not come across as being easily manipulated and seems to be a very solid leader. It just felt like he was disparaging her leadership. I know he didn't mean it that way, but the stark contrast that was painted by those words, I was like, well, maybe she should be a little bit less trusting and a little bit more of a good leader and not be so easily manipulated. Of course, you say that, but when love is involved, I mean, if we're ever easily manipulated, that's when it happens.
Very true.
What are you doing? Release Shinojo this instant!
stop this at once.
It's the Yashiro Commissioner. Well, we take orders from our master, no one else.
Really? Then please, excuse me.
Ooh, all right, Ayato.
Let's go. We must report to Master right away.
Hey, get back here!
Follow him to his
them.
master. Why?
We need bait to catch the fish anyway. Leave them be.
All right,
I think
Ayato.
I saw a key fall to the ground during the fight. Let's free Shinojo first. But in all the chaos, it must have been kicked to one side. Where did it end up?
What the? It's a tanuki? Oh, don't tell Paimon that the tanuki took it!
Let's follow it and
Tanuki?
see. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, but I want to see what the tanuki is.
It was terrifying. They said they were gonna throw the cage into the sea with me still inside.
That would be terrifying.
Oh, wait, you have to listen to me. Lady Chisato's wedding. It's all part of a scheme. Someone's trying to use the wedding for their own ends.
So how do you know it's Shinojo?
Shinojo, it's okay. We know about all that.
Huh?
Yeah, but how does he know?
Our suspicions were roused to this possibility, and so far, everything is unfolding rather as we expected. Those behind this plan are not going to give up easily. Their next move is imminent. We must devise sufficient countermeasures.
Yashiro Commissioner, you're personally going to take action?
Damn
This
right.
situation has consequences for the whole Tri-Commission, and the stability of all Inazuma is at stake. My hitherto neutral stance ends now.
Yeah.
The almighty Shogun has always despised these pathetic power games. As a commissioner, I am a servant of the Shogun, and it is therefore my duty to handle these tiresome matters on her behalf.
That's true.
Shinojo, don't return to your post yet. Find somewhere safe and stay hidden. Traveler,
Then you
Paimon,
think you're still
let's
captured.
get out of here.
Well, if it isn't the Yashiro Commissioner.
You sound like an evil
I
guy.
hear you showed up here with no
dresses
explanation
like Ben
and attacked
Kenobi.
my men. You wouldn't happen to be carrying out some sort of secret mission, now would you?
I heard that someone was
Well, if
taking
it's secret,
the
we can't
law
tell
into
you.
their own hands. As a responsible official of Inazuma, I could not in good conscience stand idly by. Shinojo may be your retainer, but the law does not grant you the right to abuse him.
Abuse? Nonsense. I was just teaching him a lesson. Out of nowhere, a low-ranking officer decides to barge in on Lady Hiragi and start spouting out the most absurd and insulting nonsense one can imagine. A truly egregious loss of decorum. I dare say, the poor lady was terrified.
That's not an executable
You're
offense,
saying
though.
that you know absolutely nothing of the reasons for his actions. Because otherwise, why would you describe it as out of nowhere?
Two people from two different clans are getting married. That's all there is to it. And yet this young gentleman took it upon himself to fabricate a nonsensical disaster story around it. How should I know what he was thinking? Even if she marries into the Kujo clan, Lady Hiragi will always be the daughter of the Hiragi clan and the most distinguished member of the Konjo Commission. We are, and always will be, her loyal assistants. It's our duty to see that she never has to worry about anything. Loyalty and duty are our guiding principles. Not only did this guard show no regard for either, he went out of his way to upset our lady. How could one do such a thing? Even if we put it down to a rare moment of impulsivity.
You like to hear yourself talk.
I have to say, I'm surprised to see one of such noble standing as yourself rushing to his defense.
Darn it! This guy is good. Annoyingly good.
Funny. I'm suddenly reminded of an anecdote I'd like to share with you. There's not been a dull moment since I took up my post in the Yashiro Commission. Every day I've been exposed to new and fascinating things. For instance, a merchant from abroad once told me about a curious kind of bird with the most extraordinarily long tongue. So long, in fact, that you can tie 2 knots in the portion of it that extends out of its beak. I'm sure someone as erudite as yourself could be able to guess what people do with these unusual avians.
Keep them as pets.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But there's a catch. You see, this bird is of no use to humans whatsoever, and certainly doesn't make a suitable pet. If you catch one, the best thing you can do is actually cut its tongue off and throw it out of the window.
Oh.
The reason they give is this. The longest tongue has the most to say, but don't be deceived as it chirps away, lest the song it sings lead you astray.
I say, Yashiro Commissioner.
Nice way to say you're full of
here
shit.
Simply to mock the Kanjo Commission.
You yourself are not the Kanji
Far
Commission.
from it. In my mind, the Kanjo Commission is made up of honorable individuals, upright and forthright, conscientious and loyal. It is unbecoming of such people to resort to lies, deception, and filibustering, all as part of a plan to remove Lady Hiragi from her position in the Kanjo Commission.
Yashiro Commissioner, please don't make accusations without any evidence.
The evidence is standing right in front of me, is it not? I have a credible witness who can confirm you were quick to try and make him disappear as soon as he said something that you did not like. Ugh, dear me. I can't believe the Grand Matsura clan is now represented by someone with less of a sense of loyalty than even an ordinary servant. You studied hard and took a government position, only to make it to where you are now just to play these petty power games behind the scenes.
It's really sticking it to him.
I'm not sure whether it's because you're smart enough to play the system, or too foolish to know any better. In your years of service to the Shogun, not only have you managed to glean nothing good from the people around you, you have also let yourself be blinded by self-interest. And now you have ruined your once bright future. I'm not angry, Mr. Matsura.
I'm just disappointed.
I just feel sorry for you.
Is that right? Then tell me, if you're so bright, what exactly do you think you can do to me?
This.
This is at most a Kanjo Commission issue. We'll handle this amongst ourselves. You are reaching rather outside of your bounds, Yashiro Commissioner. If you seek to involve yourself in other clans' affairs, might I be so bold then as to question your motives in doing so?
Oh, you can.
I think you are simply opposed to an alliance between the Kanjo Commission and Tenryo Commission, because the new balance of power in the Tri-Commission would be a threat to you personally. So you come here with an elaborate excuse to try and break up this marriage.
So, that's how you view it.
Bullshitter.
He's a politician.
I have to admit, you clearly are far more talented than I at monitoring the power balance within the Tri-Commission.
Let me be crystal clear. This wedding is going to happen, and nothing is going to change that. The notices have already been sent out. All of Inazuma City knows about it now.
What if they change their mind?
Most of the public weren't aware that Kujo Kamaji and Hiragi Chisato were courting. But you can bet it's all anybody's talking about now. Once the notices go out, that's it. The wedding is a sure thing.
That's not how weddings work.
Even if it hasn't happened just yet.
They don't even need to say I do. It's just they're married officially.
I see. It seems like I was wrong.
So suddenly we see eye to eye?
No.
I had expected you to at least be smarter than most. But it seems that I was gravely mistaken.
How many times is he gonna call this guy a dumbass in a different way?
Ayato. How dare you?
Oh, he dared.
You've made your move. Now, I suppose it's time I made mine.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean?
Do you seriously think this marriage will bring the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryo Commission together? Isn't it at all possible that the Kanjo Commission becomes marginalized as a consequence of this union?
Ooh, I never thought I might lose power.
Well, I've learned a great deal from talking to you. That will be all for now. If you would excuse me, I shall take my leave.
So you learned that you weren't behind the plotting of it, but you somehow feel like it's going to benefit you.
Hey! What was all that? Paimon didn't follow at all.
Oh, Paimon.
They had their scheme, but fortunately I was prepared. As I said, they ended up coming out from the shadows and revealing themselves. Let's see how things are in Inazuma City. Then, I'll take you through the details of my plan.
Look at this. The daughter of the Kanjo Commission's Hiragi clan
Christmas
and the
uniforms.
master of the Tenryo Commission's Kujo clan are getting married.
These adventurer guilds are
perfect match, don't you think?
For sure. I'm just surprised. It seems very sudden. I hadn't heard a single word about it until now.
Good luck to them, I say. I'm sure it must have been a hard decision.
Looks like the wedding is definitely going ahead.
The wedding can happen without a marriage happening.
It's still too early to make that conclusion. Our adversary wants to push this marriage past the point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. But only if Kujo Kamaji is willing to help us.
Welcome. I just heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced. It seems so sudden. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, about that. It's kind of complicated.
I see. So someone's trying to take advantage of our marriage.
If you proceed with the wedding, the repercussions for you are likely to be minimal. But we must take Lady Hiragi's situation into consideration.
I've previously considered
you really
this
care about her.
possibility. But in the end, we're getting married for true love. And I've promised her that I'll do everything in my power to protect her.
I understand
You may
where
not
you're
have the
coming
power to
from,
protect
but
her.
to be frank, she should not need your protection.
There you go.
Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, you realize all she stands to lose.
Oh,
I
Ayato.
don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not so emotionally involved in the situation. I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, resilient, and strong-willed person she is.
And I'm sure you wouldn't do anything
to... This wonderful woman will become someone who has to
Hurt that.
depend on you for the rest of her life. Are you really okay with that?
Way to go, Ayato.
I know, right? With all my heart, and would do anything to make her happy. That's why I cannot abide to see her suffer or be manipulated by other people. Yashiro, Commissioner, you're right. It was naive and selfish of me to take things this far. But it's too late now, isn't it? There are notices
By
everywhere.
the way, I mean, Ayato
I have a
kind
plan,
of just manipulated
but
you.
It needs a villain. Sir Kujo, in order for my plan to work, you and I must both play the role of antagonists. But it is not without its risks. Are you willing to help?
If there's a way to salvage this, then let's hear it.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission. On the contrary, it's a terrible idea that will marginalize the Kanjo Commission. The context for this is that they are planning to use this marriage to bring down the Hiragi clan, and the key to their success is coming up against no resistance to the marriage from the Tenryou Commission. But what if we were to imagine for a moment that since the affairs of the Vision Hunt decree, the Tenryou Commission has been planning to make a move against the weakened Kanjo Commission? The only reason you have been hesitant to act since taking over the Tenryou Commission is because you care about Lady Hiragi's feelings. And so, your plan is to liaise with the Yashiro Commission to marry her and bring her out of the Kanjo Commission as soon as possible. Once that is achieved, as the person in charge of the Tenryou Commission, you no longer have any reason to hesitate.
A lot of politics going
I
on
see.
here.
This is an ingenious plan. It takes advantage of the situation perfectly.
To make Shisato
Exactly.
indispensable.
Our purpose is to change Lady Hiragi's position from an unnecessary burden to an indispensable asset. By doing so, we can even strengthen her position in the Kanjo Commission. Once our adversaries realize how the network of connections behind the scenes really looks, they'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then, we simply leave them to clear up the mess they've created.
Got it.
So the network of...
I'm with you, Paimon.
This is all way too complicated for Paimon. Can you just tell us what you need us to do?
We have to make sure that the behind-the-scenes
Continue
story
being
comes to the
adorable.
attention of our dear friends in the Kanjo Commission. Matsura, with whom I spoke earlier, will now be fearing the worst. No doubt he'll be on the lookout for the first sign of a crisis. In that case, he will almost certainly have placed informants throughout Inazuma City. What we need to do is to use these informants as a breeding ground for our fake intel. Sir Kujo, there are certain things that I need you to attend to personally. It's almost time. My ninja has located one of the informants. Let's go and see if he'll take the bait. That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him. Be
careful not to get seen.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense
just
at the
nonchalant.
moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for
This
a
is a
wedding?
very cool wall.
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
This is my listen bush.
That doesn't sound good. What could be going on?
Oh.
I
They-
hope
they
it's
can
just
see
Sir
you.
Kujo Kamaji being overcautious. The news is spreading fast.
Definitely won't draw any attention.
Master's fears may be well placed.
The person just likes to
There's
somersault
no
a
way
lot.
they sent this many people just to escort the bride. I have to investigate.
Dude, you are such an obvious stalker right now.
As expected. Let's follow him.
Wow! It's like the whole Tenryo Commission is here.
Excuse me, has something happened on this road? I'm a businessman passing through, and it's a little disconcerting to see this place so heavily guarded.
Ah, please don't be alarmed. As I'm sure you've heard, the wedding of Sir Kujo Kamaji and Lady Hiragi Chisato will take place any day now. Sir Kujo decided to send for Lady Hiragi ahead of time and have her live in Inazuma City during the run-up to the wedding.
I see.
We are here to clear the way for Lady Hiragi, not just us either. You'll see more Tenryo Commission members as you go further along. We're all here for the same duty.
Isn't this a little excessive?
Yes.
Sir Kujo holds Lady Hiragi in the highest regard and wants to treat her with the utmost respect from beginning to end.
I understand. Sorry to disturb your work. Drat. It's exactly as Master feared. They say they're here to guard the road, but really they're poised to attack if Master doesn't allow Lady Hiragi to leave Rito. No. If Lady Hiragi does leave, they'll have all the more reason to strike. But we're in no state to defend against a Tenryo Commission attack. I must tell Master right away.
He ran off again.
Look like
That
he's seen
should
a
do
ghost.
it. The seeds have been sown. In this
Good job,
atmosphere,
Ayato.
mounting suspicion will nurture fear among the Kangjo Commission. Now, we wait patiently for it to grow and ferment.
Now we play the waiting
calm
game.
before the storm is always the part that unsettles people the most.
Is he really gonna own up and apologize just like that?
If you're curious to find out, you can visit the Hiragi clan in Rito in a couple of days. I have some other business to attend to, so I won't be spending any more time on this situation. In any case, we've made our move. It's only a matter of time before they give up and surrender. This is not my first time.
Not my first rodeo.
Well then, goodbye for now. I truly hope that things will work out in Hiragi Chisato's best interests.
Me too.
I think he should have done a ninja vanish there.
Left kind of abruptly.
Yeah.
Are things really gonna turn out like he predicted? Paimon too. Well, let's go to Rito again in 2 days.
Okay.
2 days later.
People from the Tenryo Commission have been here for days now.
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi. But why would it be taking so long?
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave. To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito? Who knows what they could be planning?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might hear you.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Like bear or whatever.
How did things get to this point?
Hello. How may I help?
What are you doing?
Arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuma City. Sarkujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to receive the bride, the Hiragi clan always finds an excuse to delay things. Since we haven't fulfilled our duties yet, we decided to stay in Rito until Lady Hiragi is ready to come with us. We apologize. It was not our intention to stay here so long. We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will start to cooperate soon. If this stalemate continues, who knows? Sarkujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them off?
I have no idea. We're stuck in limbo here. Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over the smallest things and is suspicious of everything. He's been yelling at me a lot. I understand
it's 'cause you
that he's
deserve it?
anxious. But I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the Yashiro Commissioner.
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know that whatever he's doing, a lot of preparation has gone into it. If Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what will the Tenryou Commission do? And what will the Yashiro Commission do?
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss things with Lady Hiragi.
Oh, Traveler! I assume you've heard about everything that's been going on out there. What on earth is happening?
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
After the Tenryou Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. They keep having secretive discussions and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense. I'm sorry. I haven't. Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply didn't have the choice. I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding was confirmed, I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not?
This is exactly what I was worried about. Yeah.
I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it.
But you love...
That's not the answer I'm looking for. And also, now that things have escalated to this point, it will be tricky to resolve.
Ah, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You scared me for a second. I thought you'd gone missing.
Huh.
You... Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yashiro Commissioner that day. What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
Calm down. They're my friends. They're just here to visit me.
Friends? Are you sure? Just friends? Lady
More of a friend than you.
I told you already, these are exceptional circumstances. You need to be more vigilant in everything you do.
And listen to everything I say.
Are extremely important to us and to the entire Kanjo Commission. Who's to say they don't have a hidden agenda?
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come out and say it!
Yeah.
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat.
We even follow Lady Hiragi's orders
Listen
now.
to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. His arrival might well be your very last chance to fix this. The present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it. If this deadlock continues any longer, we will have nothing to gain and much to lose. This is not an order.
Hiragi.
All I need you to do is give me an explanation and take responsibility for the situation.
Damn!
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Yeah, and make it snappy. Just run.
Good job!
She got a butt wiggle.
Well.
I was so nervous. but I thought things are now so critical that I should at least give it a try, and it worked remarkably well.
That's what I call a voice of authority.
Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
His tail between his legs.
We had a serious discussion and reflected on our mistakes. In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. It'll drive us mad if it continues any longer. I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and ignored the greater good.
Yeah, these are all true statements.
Situation to fester. Would you please give us a second chance? For my lady's sake,
no.
Please give the Kanjo Commission another chance.
Let's talk to Kamisato Ayato.
I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryo Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly and beseech him to help us with the utmost sincerity.
Yeah, because you made such a friend out of him.
Might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have no other way.
Beg.
Yashiro Commissioner, I'm
your
sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand Lady Hiragi over to them. I realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions. And I realize also that this must sound like the very height of absurdity. But please, have mercy, good sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk.
Which I abhor.
Please, if you would be so kind, get straight to the point.
Yes.
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. I'm terribly sorry. Everyone in the entire Kanjo Commission now realizes the gravity of this situation.
And maybe you should have listened to Kamisato Ayato
indispensable
earlier.
to us. We promise to always support her. So, would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more? On our behalf?
Maybe.
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat our words. What do you plan to do about this? To lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready to face the thunderous wrath of the almighty Shogun?
Ooh.
Thunderous wrath. We'll take full responsibility. We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We will make sure that the public knows this was all a huge misunderstanding. We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact. Everything we can.
Master Matsura, you should have known it would come to this. Whatever were you thinking? But the Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first, regardless of what Sir Kujo and I may feel at this present moment. If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But Lady Hiragi and the inhabitants of Rito are innocent. If we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's reputation. Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see what I mean. Songbirds who know how to hold a tune can be very pleasant to listen to, but they can also become irritating if they don't know when to stop.
Are all your analogies like in metaphors like about birds?
Well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you. But I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
I understand. Thank you for your help, Yashiro Commissioner.
All right, you ought to return
Well
now.
played, Kamisato Ayato.
I'm sure you have a sizable mess to deal with back in the Kanjo Commission.
Okay, then please excuse me. Thank you once again, Commissioner.
Ah, yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something to tell you. Would you mind?
Oh? Oh, why, of course. Sir Kamisato, you became a completely different person just now. It felt so intense.
Yes, intense is the right word.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the Almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. I did as I should, but now I'd like to take off my commissioner hat and share a personal story with you.
It's about birds.
Please, I'd love to hear it.
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago and restore our reputation. The work took a toll on his health and ultimately led to his untimely demise.
When does the bird into
My
the picture?
mother loved him dearly.
His father
She
was
passed
the
soon
bird.
after. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Ashiro Commission. Behind the scenes, things became very unstable. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens, hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Ashiro Commission has been through.
Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me.
So this is why you're so good
I
at
had no
this.
other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of. I didn't mind what became of me, but my family. No one can ever be allowed to trample over my precious family. Fortunately, I persisted, and the Kamisato clan was able to survive this storm.
I think I now know where my sense of loss and confusion was coming from. Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me in a way that no one else did. That's why he couldn't bear to see me live the rest of my life depending on someone else. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married. But the fact is, it's because I felt too young and inexperienced to handle the situation facing me.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now is the same one he faced back then. When his clan was in crisis, he bravely drew his blade and challenged the Almighty Shogun. And now, it is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said.
You have to do it. Don't have to
sure
challenge the
once you have grown
Shogun.
and
in order
gained
to do it.
confidence, your
Which is nice.
father will be able to let go and allow you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth is a necessary step in the pursuit of true happiness.
And I'm sure I can get there. I will use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything is more settled. This puts less pressure on Kamaji and means I can support and protect myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent on someone else.
My best wishes
for
to
you.
both of you were
Yeah.
and remain heartfelt. When the time comes for the wedding to go ahead, I will come to congratulate you once more.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful for everything you have shared with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to deal with back home.
Yeah.
Take care, Lady Hiragi.
And now we're confident you can.
I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo Commission associates most receptive to your instruction.
Yes, in fact, my recent experience suggests the same. Thank you once again.
She really has the air of a leader now. Hats off to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out until you pulled that super smart strategy out of nowhere.
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess. Our rival this time was easy to deal with. He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution. This outcome is entirely within my expectation.
Even so, Paimon could never come up with a plan that cunning in a whole lifetime. Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato has decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself. Well, the fact is that I am first and foremost the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma.
That's right, you're
A
a better
stable
leader.
nation is the prerequisite for a stable
you're a better
Yashiro
public
Commission.
servant.
Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. This is not the first situation of its kind, nor will it be the last. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability. A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver achieves the same end. Another positive outcome is that everyone recognizes how important Lady Hiragi is now. I think I did her a sizable favor in that regard.
She owes you for
Dealing
sure.
with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over this one wedding. Wait a second. You weren't trying to stop the wedding from the very beginning, were you?
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, everything I said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely sincere. If you choose to give up your stance on something
you want to
once,
marry her.
you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life. I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
Okay then, guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know how much. Well, we're gonna check
All
it out.
right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both. I shall have to host you at the Kamisato estate when my sister is next available.
Nice. I want to see more of you, Ayato.
Yeah, agreed.
Looks like everything's resolved. Masterfully done. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of very peculiar tasting milk.
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Yeah.
Oh!
I like trying random stuff.
My lord?
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure he's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would have been more guarded against me had he and his companion not been present. It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Ah, yes. Now that we're both free, let's finish off that game of chess we started a few days ago.
I believe I was kicking your ass. Yeah, I really like Ayato, especially when he was just giving the business to, I forgot Wiener dude's name, and just like laying into him and really like, I don't know, just putting him in his place. It was very satisfying to see.
Yeah, I want to be able to like take down people the way Ayato does. Like just the mental linguistic cartwheels that he was doing around Matsura, I think his name was.
Yeah, Matsura, yeah. Wienerhead.
I mean, just Wienerhead, yeah. It was a thing of beauty to watch. And then the way that, and to his credit, Matsura does come back and take responsibility. I kind of felt like it was a little bit of a kind of pussyfooting around it by saying like we and our.
Yeah.
When it was like, dude, you clearly were at the very least a leader amongst this sort of rebellion. He did at least come to take responsibility and to try and fix it. So that's some credit to him. But I love how Ayato didn't just like hold his hand through that and be like, oh, it's okay. He's like, no, he made him work for it. Like, that guy did wrong and he needed to know it. And the only way he was going to know it is if he went through a little bit of humiliation and was humbled by the experience.
Yeah, it was cool because like, I mean, I don't think of Ayato. Ayato is a confident person. He's not someone that is like arrogant or is I think likes lording over people and like putting people in their place, but like he will put you in your place if he has to, and he's not like afraid to. He's not afraid of being a dick if he has to be in that scenario. And like you said, like being like, oh, it's okay, we all make mistakes. Like, no, you effed up, and I'm gonna make you crawl on your hands and knees and make up for it, and and learn your lesson. It's like, sounded kind of elitist to be like, the servant needs to like know his place, but at the same time, like, Ayato wasn't wrong.
Yeah, I don't see it as like a social hierarchy thing in terms of his position. That it's more so hey, this guy needed to know his place. Like, he was making a power grab he had no business to be making.
Yep.
And he would have sucked at it because he was making it for personal power versus Ayato, who's like, he will do whatever it takes for Inazuma and the people of Inazuma. And that's why he is a good leader.
Yeah.
And I also loved what he said about Hiragi Chisato in terms of like, hey, I know you want to marry her and you love her and care about her and you want to protect her, but by you saying you want to protect her, aren't you in fact admitting that she needs protection and that she is therefore in a vulnerable spot? And do you really want that for her? Like, wouldn't you want her to be her own woman, to have her own authority as she should? And then if you guys decide to get married, great, but like not in this sort of manipulated, she's beholden to you kind of way. And I loved that because I think Hiyashi, is that her fiance? Was it?
Oh, he's for the Kujo clan. I forgot his first name though.
Yeah. He had the good intentions, right? In terms of like caring about her. And I had to acknowledge that, like, you're saying this for the right reasons, but you're not being objective and think about what's best for her. And I loved that entire exchange.
Yeah. Like I talked about it last time with Ayato. He's able to just like, listen to a person's, like entire conversation or whatever, and like what they're saying, and like really like taking like what they're saying, where they're coming from, but like then to hear certain phrases, specific triggers that lets him know, like, I don't know, just like the psychology of that person, what's going on. Like, like you said, like he picked up on the, okay, well, by saying that, you wanted to protect her, like, just that little phrase right there. It's like you then are saying that that she needs your protection, like, and yeah, it's just, I think he'd make a great therapist if he ever didn't want to be a politician anymore. I also found it funny that the guy who was going to marry Chisato, he was talking about, he's like, oh yeah, man, I've been manipulated this entire time. But like Ayato kind of in his own way, like manipulated him to get what he wanted. Like not necessarily like in like a, I'm going to, I don't know, like use you. Like it was just I need to like get you to see things a certain way. So manipulate your point of view, not manipulate your thoughts or manipulate your actions. But like, I just need to like turn things around so you can like see how, like what you're actually saying, like turn the mirror around or whatever. And yeah, so like it was, I don't know, it was interesting. I'm just like, again, we use manipulation like it's such a manipulation's like an evil word, right? You don't want to be manipulated. You don't want to manipulate people. But like Ayato kind of just got him to turn around and like get to like see his point of view, which in a sense is a manipulation, but like not in an evil way.
Yeah, manipulation has an evil connotation because I think we all think of like the Iago characters in Othello, the people who manipulate others to get what they want, to like like basically to use people as chess pawns to achieve their own ends. But which is why I think you're not wrong in calling it manipulation that Ayato was doing, but to me it's more so like I don't like to think of it as manipulation because of the negative connotation, but more so as Ayato kind of like removing blinders, allowing him to see through a wider lens or a bigger picture, or, a different perspective. Because then he can make his own choices, but at least he's doing it from an informed position versus from like this very narrow lens of, oh, but I want Chisato, I want to be with her. And so this is the avenue by which I have to go. And it's like, no, widen your lens. There are other avenues that might actually be better for both of you.
Yeah, I guess we think of manipulation as like having some sort of form of deception. Whereas Kamisato Ayato just has a great way of just getting people to see his perspective and point of view without forcing it on them and deceiving them and any lies. He's just like, just the way he phrases things, the way he words things is like, man, it was kind of fun even though it's a little bit long-winded, like, but they were like both going back and forth and on the beach there.
Yeah.
That was a fun little like debate.
Yeah, I feel like this was a masterclass in leadership.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering to myself, I'm like, man, how is Ayato the guy he is? Because like to me, he is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like I would not mess with that guy. I wouldn't want to cross that guy. I would want that guy on my side. He's incredibly intelligent. He knows his position and how to wield it for the good of others. And so like I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, how are you the guy that you are? Like I'm so impressed. I'm in awe of you.
Yeah.
And so then when he tells the story of like, well, my sister and I were thrust into politics as children with the death of our parents, and we had a lot of people kind of vying for our power, slandering us, manipulating us. I'm like, ooh, he learned in terms of like trial by fire, and like he had to learn how to read people and get to the heart of what they're saying really quick, because he had a bunch of people around him who were trying to do deceptive manipulation and nefarious manipulation.
Yep.
I loved Paimon in this. I love her reactions with Ayato, just like, Ayato, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And then when Chisato does her amazing kind of like telling off of Matsura, and I'm probably not saying that right, so apologies on that. But when she like tells him off, she gets the Paimon butt wiggle. And I was like, oh, yeah, you achieve, that's an achievement. There should be like a Genshin achievement that is the Paimon butt wiggle.
I can't remember the guy's name, Matsura or Madara, because like I keep thinking of Madara from Naruto. Like this guy's not no Madara, all right? That's definitely not him. But like the name was like was similar, and so like that's all I saw was Madara, because I'm like I don't know. I guess I'd rather see Madara.
Madara was less of a weenie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early access for Genshin Impact, you can get a month ahead right now here on YouTube. Hit the little join button down below to join our YouTube membership. If you want early access to both channels, you can get that over on Patreon. Links in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching our reaction for Genshin Impact. But just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.